of your great ideas, and if they are, let's say, well assessed, you may be rewarded at TRA 2020 edition in Helsinki, where you will be invited to receive a prize, which will be provided and given by the European Commission and the various technology platform AirTrack, AirRack, Acare, Waterborne, and Alice. So, well, we are here to do that, and we are now going to go inside the presentation itself. But before, I would like just to give you some logistical information, just for practical aspect of communication. Please mute your microphone, and anytime you need to raise a question during the presentation, please use the chat function for any comments or questions. That would be much easier to handle the communication. And so please note as well that this webinar will be recorded for future use within the project. And of course, this means that if you are interested in listening to the presentation, this can be done anytime. And we also invite you to disseminate among your colleagues and your fellows this webinar, so that they can also get access to this information and hopefully can apply to the upcoming competition, where we would like to get as many people as possible. So now I give the floor to make the presentation to Ioannis from Vegben. Ioannis, if you want.
Hello, hi.
Now in the detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Terry, thank you very much for this nice introduction. Hope everybody can hear me. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is my turn to thank you for finding the time to join this webinar. I think it will be useful and you will benefit from this. I'm pretty sure about it. Hope you can see my screen. Yeah. So I am from WEGEMT. We are the European Association of Universities in marine technology. We are universities dealing with marine technology and related sciences, and we are coordinating this project because this competition, the young researcher competition and the senior one, there are two competitions running at the same time actually. They are a project funded by European Commission, and WEGEMT is coordinating this project. May I say a few things about this competition? It has been a successful story, this competition. It has been running for several years, and it is going along with the TRA conference, which is the largest conference related to transport matters, and it attracts a lot of attention from the academia, from the industry, from the EU Commission, and this is a great chance for you. If you join, you will have the chance to become a part of this big event, the TRA conference, which this coming it will be hosted in Helsinki in the coming April of 2020, and everyone who joins this competition and actually makes it to the end, he will have or she will have the chance to go to this conference and receive his or her award during a very, very fancy and impressive ceremony. So let me start with a video. Right. So that was an overview of this competition, and I will go deeper into each point that I would like to cover about this competition. So, sorry. Right, I will use it like that. So I hope you can see my screen. As you can see, this competition covers all modes of transport, namely road, rail, waterborne, and air for the first time, and of course cross-modal matters. This means matters connecting all of the four modes of transport together. So I will try to give you some information about the TRA 2020 research areas, cover each part of the transport modes, give you an overview of this competition, which is addressed to you guys, the young researchers. I will say a few things about the rules, because there are rules for this competition, and everybody has to follow these rules quite close, actually. I will give you some information about the schedule, how we evaluate the submissions, what are the criteria for the evaluation. Of course, there are prizes, and I will tell you what these prizes are. And I will try to give you as much more information as I can related to this competition, where you can find additional stuff and etc. So starting from the research areas, there are 12 pillars of subjects that somebody can use to choose the subject to submit. So everybody can, of course, it will be. I will make a point here that before you decide what will be the subject to choose, it would be a good idea to discuss with your supervisors, because they are the best first point of contact. They know what is going on in the research community, what are the hot issues, and what is the industry dealing with. So they are the first point of contact to discuss with them your potential ideas. Try to ask and get their help about which subject pillar to follow, etc. But as you can see, climate change matters are quite hot, very high in the agenda of the Commission. Digitalizations in general, new technologies, safety matters, robotization, electrification, policy and regulation, of course, is always interesting. And there are 12 pillars that you can look into and actually discuss with your supervisors, and end up with a potential idea to participate into this competition. All modes of transport, and as I said in the beginning, in this competition, for the first time, we introduced the air mode. Starting from road, subject is dealing with highways, urban and rural roads, passengers and freights, etc. Waterborne, whatever is transferred through water, dealing with inland waterborne, short sea shipping, floating infrastructures, aquaculture, and much more. Rail, of course, high-speed rail, dealing with high rails moving at a very, very high speed. New technologies involved here as well. Passenger and freight railways, and air, the new candidate in this competition. Drones, very, very, very high in the agenda of the Commission as well. Dealing with aerodynamics, acoustics, aircraft avionics, future challenges in aviation, and much more. And of course, cross-modal subjects. Cross-modal transport is combining all of the other modes that we mentioned, and is dealing with intelligent transport systems, combined transport interfaces, intermodal terminals, public transport, airports and ports, and all of these very interesting topics. This particular part of the TRA Visions 2020, the Young Researcher Competition, is addressed to young researchers and aiming at universities and technical institutes, and all students who are studying for a bachelor degree and higher, meaning masters and PhD as well. This competition, I will keep mentioning this, guys, and during this presentation. It is a great opportunity. If you let's take it from personal level, your university level, and your country's level. So this is an opportunity for you to showcase your work, and in an international stage. This is very, very important point to keep. And this is your chance actually to go and show the people that you are worth it. You've got the capacity, you're smart enough, and you have the ideas that can make a difference. And you have all the opportunity, of course, and the people around you to ask to get help in order to put on the table your idea and try to follow the rules that I will tell you later on, and just go ahead and apply and submit your idea, and hopefully to reach the end and get an award. So as I said earlier, students studying for a bachelor degree, master's and PhD students are very welcome to participate in this competition. And of course, we allow people who graduated in the beginning of 2020 to still have the chance to apply for this competition. So we are not targeting, we are not addressed, this competition is not addressed just to people who are currently studying, but also to graduates, people who graduated after January 1st, 2018. You have the option to participate in this competition, even if your idea is coming from a group project, something that you have worked with other colleagues, with up to a maximum of 7 people. So if you have done a group work and along with one representative and 6 other participants. So you have the chance to get an idea from this group project. One will be the representative to go online and apply for apply to participate in this competition. So, but in the end, only one entry per idea is allowed for this competition. Please keep in mind that if you plan to use an idea which comes from a group project or something that was published along with other co-authors, so if you have an idea of this nature, please make sure that you get the permission from the remaining people, the other people of that group, that you have their permission, written permission to use this idea to participate in this competition, because this is a very sensitive matter here for rights, who has the right to about the research and the information to use. So please keep this in mind. If you plan to use an idea which comes from a work done by many people, please remember only one representative is allowed to apply for to participate in this competition. So this guy has to get a written permission from all the other members of the group. The schedule. One very important date that you need to keep, which is not far from today, it's very close actually, is the 30th of June. This is the deadline for submitting your idea. Don't panic. Just to submit the idea, it means that you only need to write just a couple of a few words, and you have also the chance to use some pictures from the work that you want to, from the idea that you want to use in participating in this competition. But all of this, all this has to happen by the end of this month, the 30th of June. After this date, which is very important, and you need to catch actually, the next date is the beginning of October, which I'll tell you more information later on. But the first date to keep is the 30th of June, which is the due date to apply and submit a very brief, an abstract of your idea. In order to apply, all that you need for the 30th of June is a few words. Okay, we say here 220 to 250, but it can be much less. If you use the option that is given here to put some graphs, some screenshots from some simulation work that you did, so you can write a couple of lines of text and one diagram and one screenshot from a simulation that you have run, and that's it. This is all you need to apply just to submit an abstract and cut the date, which is quite close. I understand that some of you might are busy with exams or other stuff, looking for jobs, but I don't think that it will take you long to just to put a few words down, especially if you have already identified the idea to use. It's really easy to put a few words down and get a screenshot, a diagram, and go online and upload it. I'm very sure that it is worth it, and I'm sure that it won't take you long, and it is worth it, guys. This is what experience says. Now, after you submit your idea by the 30th of June, Then there is a second deadline, which is the end of October. And this is the date by which you have to submit the final report. So the idea that you have chosen in the beginning, it has to you have to put everything on a report and make a very brief presentation and a poster. And optionally, you can submit a short video and any other supporting material that you think it will be useful for your application. A hint, I would like to give you a hint here about this optional stuff. A short video, as we all know, a very nice video. If you can make a very nice video, then go ahead and do it, because a nice video can be very, very, very useful in increasing your marks. But if you don't think that you're so good in creating videos, then leave it and go ahead with what you actually need to submit, the compulsory items, which is the report, the presentation, and a poster. All of them, report, presentation, and poster, there are templates online, so you don't need to worry about making everything from scratch. You can go online, or I will show you the web address later on, and you can download all the required templates to use. So your job will be much easier. After the 31st of October, there is all applications, all submissions will be collected, and the evaluation begins actually. And at the end, only a few will make it to the end, as you can understand. And for those few that will make it to the end, a pitch video must be submitted, and the deadline for this will be the end of January 2020. Now we'll give you some information about how the evaluation is done. So the first criteria is related to scientific merit, meaning how scientific is your idea, and it gets 60%. You know that okay, you can come up with an idea which is a nice idea, but also this idea has to be a scientific idea, meaning that it has to emphasize novelty, it has to address an important problem, it has to be appropriate to the research field being investigated, acknowledge potential problem areas, etc. Again, I will repeat what I said in the beginning. The first point of contact that you have to consult with is your supervisor. He or she will be able to guide you through the whole process, actually, and in particular to points related to the evaluation. So he or she will give you the hints and the guidance, so that in the end your application will be scientific enough, and to have the chance to get enough credits. The second criteria is related to the impact of your idea, which takes 20%. And what we mean with the impact is, as you can see here, we put some bullet points here. So your idea has to show adequate relevance to the transport industry. It has to be trendy. If your idea is outdated, then it doesn't really help. It has to be appropriate to the current, at least the current, and of course the future trends within the industry, and propose how it will be incorporated into the system, and things like that. And the last criteria has to do with the presentation. It takes 20%, but it's good to keep in mind that good ideas, scientific ideas with high impact, if they are presented in the wrong way, then their chances to go and reach the end, they are reduced. So please keep in mind. Please try to present your work as good as you can. Clearly state the primary theme or purpose. This is very, very basic, but we have seen in the past that it is hard in the end to get an adequate number of applications with this basic point covered adequately. It has to include words and terms appropriate to the audience. The grammar, of course, observe the correct grammar. Use visual aids and produce presentations that they are catchy. And of course, use the correct level of formality. I will show you later on where you can find more information about the evaluation criteria and much more about this competition. Now, coming to the awards. Let me go back one step about the evaluation. The evaluation begins after you submit your idea. So a remote evaluation online, meaning it starts from the very beginning after you submit your idea, your abstract, by the end of this month. And so a very first screening takes place, and then a second evaluation, a remote evaluation follows, and at the end, the final evaluation, please. Actually, you can see my screen clearly here. After the end of October, the evaluation of ideas is done, and a judging panel is coming together to finally decide what will be the three final applications for each mode. And in the end, in February 2020, a workshop takes place. So all subject matter experts, this is what we mean judging panel, a group of subject matter experts, they come together during a workshop. They discuss and they debate about the submitted ideas, and finally they come up with three winners for each mode. And those three for each mode, will be announced during the TRA Visions 2020 award ceremony, which will take place during the TRA conference in 2020. As I said, this time will be in Helsinki, April 2020, and those people they will find out that they have won during that ceremony, not earlier. So the first winner will take 5,000 euros, the second one 3,000, and the third one 2,000 euros. And on top of that, they will receive support for their travel expenses to travel to go to this the TRA conference in April 2020 in Helsinki to receive their awards. So on top of this money, will also get support to travel to the conference to get their awards. This is the website which you can visit at any time. You can find much more information there about the competition, the Young Researchers competition, as well as the senior one. But I think you have to deal only with the young one. There is an email address here, info@travisions.eu, which you can use to ask any additional information that you think you cannot find on that website, or you didn't hear or saw it during this presentation. Now, please allow me to show you a few pictures about ceremonies done in the past. So this is from the previous TRA conference. It was held in Austria, and this is how the environment looks like. All the participants, those that they made it to the end, they take a seat in the very first row, in the front row, and they wait to be announced and stand up and go and receive their awards. It is a very, very high profile conference, and whatever happens there is very high profile. A lot of VIPs will be there, from the EU Commission, from academia, from the industry. So it is a very, very important event. A commissioner dealing with transport, everyone will be there. And this is how it looks like. Sponsors, there are sponsors who will give you your awards on the stage, and also very VIPs from the commission. As you can see, this is, it looks like an Oscar ceremony, if you think about it. So it's a very impressive one, I could say. You can see the students on stage, ready to receive their awards. And I wish you find yourselves up there in April 2020. Now I will show you a very short video from the previous award ceremony. Now you will see how the candidates will receive their awards. So it looks like an Oscar ceremony to me. I will skip through. So you can see this is how people receive their awards. And I hope that you will receive yours in a much more fancy way. Right. Now, I would like to make another point here that all your participation in this, your potential participation in this competition has many dimensions. So far, we have seen this. You do a very nice job. You prepare your scientific idea, put it on the paper, submit it, and get your awards. There is another dimension, a very, very good one. I will show you. As I mentioned during the TRA conference, people from academia, from the commission, from the industry, they will be there, and they go there to see interesting things. Yeah. So hopefully your idea, your work will be interesting enough to attract their attention, and this option has the potential of using your idea, get some sponsor from the industry, from academia, it's up to you, and make actually your idea a commercial idea, and benefit from this. And I will show you one example about it. So you can see there are other dimensions to this competition as well. So I would like to wrap up now, because I think the time is close to take all the time that I've got available. It is worth it. We have seen that it is worth it. This is what experience shows. It will not take you a long time to submit an abstract. It just put a few lines down, one screenshot from your simulation that you have run, one graph, and that's it. You upload it and you participate in this competition. And then you have enough time available until the end of October to work more on your idea and produce some results and submit the final report, the presentation, and the poster. And again, please keep your supervisors informed about your ideas. They are the best first point of contact to advise you about what you about the whole process, because they are aware of it. And of course, we are here to help you. There is a website, as I have shown you. Please go online and we will try our best to come back with answers to your questions. It is a great opportunity for you to showcase what you have been working, or what your work is about, at all levels: personal level, university level, and country level. So please don't miss it. It will be a pity. Go ahead there and go ahead and submit your idea. I'm sure you can do it. You have all that you need to do it, and we are here to help you achieve it. I think that's all from me. If you have any questions, I will be very, very happy to answer.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I would like now to indeed give the floor to the audience if you have any questions. I hope that you got a good glance of this very interesting competition, as Yanis mentioned. So the Transport Research Arena is now one of the leading conferences in Europe. Attached to this, there is this wonderful competition, which is really aiming at promoting great ideas. And I'm pretty sure that this is a great boost to your career. Well, this is a good way of getting in the big race of research. You have also the good chance of being, let's say, raising your profile at a very early stage. So, as Ioannis mentioned, well, do not hesitate. And I think we really encourage you to submit a very quick, let's say, submission track. It is very easy for the first step. And so it really worth to describe briefly your ID and go along before the 30th of June, and then you have time to fine-tune your presentation. Well, is there any question from the audience? Do you need for further information? It seems not. All right. So, well, I would like to thank you very much for listening carefully. If you have missed anything, you are, well, this webinar, as we mentioned, is registered, so it will be online, available for several months anyway from now. And if you also need further information, go to the website of the TRA Vision. You have more information, written information that can be useful for your submission. And if you need any further bilateral exchange, you can also contact any people of the consortium. Ioannis, who just talked, but anyone from the consortium will be happy, and everyone is listed on our website with our contact details. So if you have any idea that you are thinking to submit and you need for some further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be happy to provide you with the necessary support so that your application can go through. And well, we wish you good luck. Some rewards are already in cash, which is not bad. Plus, of course, very high visibility at the plenary of TRA conference in Helsinki next year. So I wish you now a good lunch break. And as I said, welcome any applications. And for the people who are interested in listening to the senior application, that's going to start in 10 minutes at 1 o'clock Brussels time. So have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.